Rear enders. I've heard a few instructors and the general public talking about giving yourself an escape route when you're stopped in traffic in case somebody's going to rear end you. I just have to say, personally, I think that's overkill and a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. The problem with being one side or another in your lane, especially on a larger lane, you're highly likely to encourage somebody to start squeezing up next to you. Also, if somebody is going to lose control of their vehicle, or they're not going to see you until the last second and suddenly jam on, are you going to have the reaction times to be able to suddenly get out of the way? You're going to be sitting there like that all the time, trying to watch the people coming in behind you. And it's highly unlikely to happen when you're already stopped. I've seen a lot of videos of people getting rear-ended, and it's usually just after they're stopped, or it's while stopping or while moving away. I haven't yet seen one video where somebody manages to escape a rear-ender using this far-fetched scenario that I see people mentioning. So let's talk about if you are worried about getting rear-ended by cars, when it's more likely to happen. First of all, when you're slowing down, it's more likely to happen if you brake suddenly or the vehicle in front of you brakes suddenly. So how do you get around that? Well, first of all, you get around it by keeping your distance from the vehicle in front and concentrating. Secondly, like now, you look in your mirrors to see if there are any vehicles behind you that may be a little bit too close, and if you brake, they might be texting or distracted in some way, and then they're likely to hit you. So what you do there is you tap your brake lights, you light your brake lights several times, with the possibility of it alerting them to the fact that you're braking, rather than just having your brake lights on, because if they look up, they may just think they're your rear lights. So flashing your lights a few times is going to help. So you are slowing down, you've tapped your brake lights several times, you're looking in your mirrors, and they're getting closer and closer. So then, of course, yes, you've got no choice but to possibly consider filtering, but at least you've given them some warning. But after this happening, it's highly likely that you're going to get their attention. You've extended your braking distance and you've given them more time to be able to slow down. If you're stopped in traffic, then why not, rather than being one extreme side or the other for an escape route, just keep your distance from the car in front anyway. And then that way, if for any reason somebody does get a little bit too close, you can just edge up. Now I'm stopped in traffic, the other lights are on green, mine are on red, there's a car behind me, probably 2 or 3 meters behind. Now the lights are changing, so I've got my brake light on, and now I'm letting go of the brake light as I move away. By doing that, you're letting them know that your brake light is on, because some lights you can't tell the difference between on and off if you're looking at them for the first time. So by lighting that brake light up, you're letting them know the difference between off brakes and on brakes. Sometimes as well, if it looks like they're a little bit too close, I'm just watching this lorry overtaking the cyclist. Okay. Sometimes if the driver's too close, then what I will do is I'll flash my brake lights a couple of times. Again, letting them know that I'm doing something, even if, you know, they don't agree with me doing it. Why is he doing this? Well, I don't care, because you've seen me. And then I leave the brake light on and let them know that I'm not moving yet. If you let go of your brake light, they will assume most times that you are actually starting to move away, and they will start moving away with you. And then if for any reason the car in front of you stops again, or you stall, they're more likely to hit you then, aren't they? So if we just go through a few statistics as to why I think the keeping to one side or the other for an escape route is a bit ridiculous. On an average journey, you're going to be stopping 50 to 100 times. That could be at traffic lights or junctions. So times that by how many days a week you ride and how many years you've been riding. That's hundreds of thousands of stops, isn't it? In all this time, in my 35 years of riding, I have been hit up the back end once. And I was already stopped at lights, watching a pedestrian cross, and then the car suddenly screeched at the last second and rear-ended me. So as I've said before, I've yet to see a video where somebody has actually avoided, watch, I've yet to see a video where somebody's avoided a rear ender using this method. The closest is one video where a lorry is overtaking the vehicles to turn right at traffic lights and the motorcyclist moves over. That isn't a rear ender, that's just a lorry coming by to turn right. So if you do find any of these videos where somebody has actually avoided somebody suddenly rear-ending them at traffic, please feel free to post it in the comments here. So, to recap, when you're first slowing down, check your mirrors, touch your brake lights a few times if somebody's a little bit close to you, and extend your braking from the vehicle in front to give you more time to be able to allow for them getting too close to you. Secondly, when you're already stopped, keep a distance from the vehicle in front of you at the traffic lights, just in case you do need to edge forward a little bit if a car's sat too close to you. Have your brake lights on and off a couple of times, and when you're moving away, try to slightly drag your brake lights on a little bit longer than you normally would, so that they don't think you're moving away until you're actually going. Feel free to comment, and I will speak to you soon.